The rush to find the best deal to fulfill their holiday wish lists, and shoppers are overlooking an important detail sometimes that could cost them money in the long run. Jen Burke from the Maine Credit Union League is here to share why it's important to know a retailer's return policy before buying these items. So for some retailers, returns aren't that simple. They used to be pretty simple, but not so much anymore.
Yeah, it really depends on where you're shopping. And when you think about returns these days, it does cost retailers significant dollars. In fact, one report came out that it costs the retailer 39% of their original purchase price to accept a return. So given the dynamics of the economy, I understand why retailers have adjusted their own return policies. But it's really important, especially if you're on a tight budget, to know what your options are going to be if you need to return the item that you purchased.
Okay, so what's the expectation for a consumer?
Well, I think it varies from retailer to retailer. I mean, some have generous policies where you can, if you have your original receipt, you may even be able to wear the item and bring it back, but those are fewer and far between these days. I think it's reasonable to expect limitations in terms of returns. For example, you might have 15 days or 30 days to return an item. And think about it. If you bought an item for your niece on Black Friday and it doesn't fit or she doesn't like it, if it's a 15 or a 30-day return policy, you're stuck with the item.
Right.
So that could cost you something. Some retailers request that the items be in their original packaging with the tags still on it. Or if you're an online shopper like I am, if you have to return an online item, that means you might have shipping costs. Not every retailer is taking back items for free these days with postage. So those expenses can really add up. So you want to know that in advance, because unless you are 100% certain you're not going to return that item, you really do need to ask the retailer, how would I return this if I need to return it? And if you don't like the retailer's return policy, go someplace else.
Right.
But keep your receipt. That's always a good rule of thumb, because if you lose that receipt or you throw it out, it makes it even more difficult to return the item, regardless of when you want to do it.
Okay, Jen Burke from the Maine Credit Union League, thanks so much for coming in today. You know how I love to talk about shopping.
Me too.
All right, and now here's a look at what else is coming up today on Channel 8.